This is number 13 in our exam 2 review, where we're asked to find the missing parts of this triangle using the law of cosines. And I can see I've got SAS, and that's when we know to use the law of cosines. So the first thing I'll do is find C. Since I'm wanting to find C, I'll use this version of the law of cosines, where what I'm trying to find is alone, or almost alone, on the left side of the equal sign. And now I'll substitute all the appropriate values in where they belong. Making sure that my mode is in degrees, of course, since my angle measures are given in degrees here. I'm going to type that into my calculator just as is from left to right. And I get C squared is equal to 38,238.25. So if that's what C squared equals, then C must be the square root of that. And when I take the square root of that, I get approximately 196 meters. So I have all three sides of my triangle. Now I need to find an angle. And so I clearly can see that I have one angle, which is obtuse. That means the other two angles have to be acute, and I'll find either one of them. I'll go and find B first, and I happen to prefer the law of sines in this case. So the sine of B over little b must equal, and I'm going to need to use C since that's the angle I know. So the sine of 104.3 degrees over little c. To get rid of the division by 135, I'm going to need to multiply both sides of my equal sign by 135. And then my sine of B will be equal to 135 times the sine of 104.3, close my parentheses, and divide by 196. And I find that the sine of B is equal to about 0.7189. Now to find angle B, I need to do inverse sine. Always do inverse to find an angle, and that's the only time you do inverse. And I find that angle B is about equal to 46 degrees. Now that I know angle B is 46 degrees, I can find how much remains for angle C by taking 180 minus the sum of the angles I know. Well, 104.3 plus 46 is about 150.3. When I subtract that from 180, I find that angle C must be, sorry guys, I goofed. Angle B isn't 46 degrees. The inverse sine of 0.7. Okay, I was looking at the wrong problem in my answer key. When I calculated the sine of B here, by taking 135 times the sine of 104.3 degrees and dividing by 196, I get 0.6674. So then I do inverse sine of that. Sorry, I looked at the wrong problem on my answer key. The inverse sine of 0.6674 gives me about a 41.9 degree angle. So now, to find angle A, I'm going to have to add the two angles I know, the 104.3 and the 41.9, subtract that from 180, and I'll find that angle A, the amount left for it, would be 33.5 degrees.